Hey Scott, it's Jessica Peterson with Peterson SEO. Thank you so much for calling me today and for allowing me to do this audit for you. I am excited for our call tomorrow as well, but hopefully this audit will help give you a better idea kind of what's going on, okay? So we're going to look at a few things. We're going to look at your website, your content and keyword strategy, Google business, a couple competitors. Okay, so when it comes to ranking on Google, Google doesn't care so much what the appearance of the website is. It's more about content. Content is key, and you do need a lot of content. So while your website does look good, it looks nice. I like that you have your information on top, super easy for your customers. You definitely want these to be click to call. Um, because despite you guys not having a lot of SEO going on, neither does your competition. And so you do actually get people to your site even though you're not indexing for keywords because nobody around here is really doing much SEO. And so if you do the things that I show you, you're going to have no problem outranking people, but once you get them to their website, you want them to convert. And so making sure that you have calls to action that are clickable, easy for your customers are going to be important. You're going to want a form right up here on the very top of every page because we've found that it helps with conversions about 80%. You want to make sure that all the phone numbers throughout your website are click to call. So when people are on the mobile device, they don't have to type it in. They can just click the button and call you right away. So we just want to make things easier for your customers and make sure they're able to convert no matter how they land here, okay? Now, as far as ranking on Google, Google does rank your website based on content, based on trustability. There's been so many changes in the last couple of years as well. And so Google does want you to have a separate page for all your major services. And I do see you have separate pages, but just the way these pages are structured really isn't giving Google any information. This is pretty general. You don't really have like an information hub. For instance, instead of our services, it might be painting services. And then you might have exterior painting, interior painting, commercial painting. You might have floor coatings, cabinet painting, etc. So just really broken out where it really is helpful. It helps Google and it helps your customers to know what it's about. And having all the information under the right hubs really helps guide Google. And then having those individual pages so that the whole page is talking about just that one specific service allows you to answer your customers' most commonly asked questions and use the local keywords for that specific service. And so now this home page here is the most important page of your website. And so it does need a lot of content, and it does need content based around all your individual services. And it does look like you do have some content doing that, but we don't have any interlinking here that is taking you from the home page to those specific services. And there isn't any keywords here, okay? And so not having keywords is a big problem because without keywords, Google can't index the keywords. So people search that you can be one of the top that shows up. Okay. So we really like to see at least 1,500 words of content or more. You do have a decent amount of content. But like I said, there's just no local keyword focus. There's no interlinking of pages. And so you're missing some really key fundamentals for Google. And I know you said that you serve at least the Butte County area. And so, well, because your competition in this area really isn't doing much, you do come up in a search on the first page of Google. But only in Chico. If you search in Oroville or any of the surrounding areas of Butte County, you're not showing up. Okay. And so you really want to consider having separate service area pages in each of those areas so that you can actually be found in each of those areas. Especially since most of them aren't doing a whole lot of work. If you do put in the right type of content, the right service area pages, you do hyper focus on the local keywords people are actively searching, you're going to show up. Okay. Now, 99 or not 99, about 90% of people when they search for a service, they don't know who you are, so they're not going to search your brand. They're going to search those services like painting contractor Chico. Okay, so you want to make sure you're utilizing those exact match keywords a few times on the page, which allows it to be indexed in Google. Now, Google sends crawlers, which are like little robots, to your page, and it scans all of your images. You want to make sure your images are saved with keywords. It scans all of your written content and all these pages to understand what exactly you guys do. What type of services do you offer, and where do you offer those services? And so if you don't have the right keyword and contents, you don't have the right page structure, you don't have those things, then Google cannot possibly fully understand who you guys are or what you guys do. Okay. Now, if your competition doesn't have websites and they don't have some of that stuff, just simply having the name in your URL here, painting, or if we did a search here and we do painter, you're listed, you have painter on this one page 2 times. Okay. Now, if we look at your competition here, you have a much better site than they do. Okay. But this one specific word, painter, they have it 10 times. So when we're going against competition, we have to do better. So whether it's counting the words and having more of the word painter, more exact match keywords like painting contractor Chico, more written words on the page. Like I said, we really like to have about 1,500 words or more. So if the competitor has more words, we need more than they do. So we just have to do better than our competitors. This website isn't fantastic, but they are technically showing up higher, even though they're not, just like you guys, are not being indexed for any keywords. So all of these guys are going to be easy to beat by just having the right content and keyword structure. And then if you were to look at floor coating, these guys here, even though they're based in Sacramento, they're the #1 in Chico, and it's because they have these location pages. Nothing fancy, nothing real particular about this. It's just that they have these location pages. They talk about concrete coating, and I've been indexed for these keywords. And so they're able to show up above everybody else who's not indexed or ranking, and you guys don't have those words in your name or URL and that kind of thing. Okay, so that's really the only advantage that these guys have. Again, super beatable for you guys. On Google, we know when somebody does a search, they'll do something like this, and generally there's 3 different places a business can show up. Sometimes the first section you're going to see are ads. Those will be cost per click ads, local service ads. The second spot here is this Google Maps. Okay. And yes, you do have a Google business profile. And depending on the search, you are in the top 3. When I look up custom painting, you are absolutely in the top 3. But just about any other search I can put in here, you guys are buried in like 14th position. So you definitely have to optimize your profile. And one of the key aspects of that is getting citations, and more than your competition has. So that's simply listing the name of your business, address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories like the Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Angie's, Home Advisor, House, and having those social media profiles. All of those are absolutely critical, and to have more than the competition. That's absolutely going to help you in boosting that Google business profile. And this third section here, this is the organic section. This is where majority of people come. 60 to 70% of people will come straight here. So you guys are here at the bottom of the page by just having this here, top rated painting contractors from your website, because none of these guys are doing any SEO. So if you do the SEO that I'm talking about, you're going to get ranked higher than these guys. And so you are going to get more calls. Now, like I said, 60 to 70% of people do come straight here. So if you're not one of these top ones, you do miss out on those jobs every month. And in order to get in these top positions, it does come back to this foundation of just having this page built out properly with the right content and keyword strategy. And then you want to support it with backlink SEO. So if we look here, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show how your website performs. And you guys have a rating of a 2.4 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. So Google doesn't really trust your website right now. And that is partly because of the quality of your website, but more so the power you're sending to it. We send power with backlinks, okay? And so while you do need a lot of backlinks, not all backlinks are created equal. And so you only want to get the good quality do follow links that are closely related to your services. So they would be coming from places like other home service business websites and vendors, okay? The fact that you have over 100 and a 2.4 says that almost all of these backlinks, or a good majority, are spammy links, and they're actually hurting your score. So now if you actually go out and get good quality links, this score goes up, and Google's going to boost your website higher. And then when you have the right type of content and keyword strategy, you will finally get indexed for keywords. And so those backlinks are going to help you rank those keywords. So right now, this is just a tool that these numbers are a little bit low. But it shows that you're not getting any organic traffic. But I would venture to bet you do have a little bit of traffic. We just need to get them to convert when they do finally land, okay? Now, when we look at your competition, so they only have a score of an 8 with less backlinks. So their score is higher and they have fewer, which just shows they have better quality. So we always have to do better. So we need more and better. And these guys, like I said, they don't have any real good content. The website's not fantastic. They've got 0 keywords indexed. And technically they're in the same boat and they were ranking higher. Okay. So we know that they're getting some traffic. It just depends on how much volume and how many people are searching actively right now. Now, the other competitor, Topcoat, they have a low score, again, with a 68, but they're ranking for 82 keywords, and so they're getting over 268 people to their page. And so when we look at the keywords, we can see they are on the first page of Google for a bunch of keywords, and they have a ton of volume here when it comes to floor coatings and stuff. Okay, so being able to be indexed for those keywords and being able to rank for them is able to drive that traffic. And you absolutely have that same potential, but you just need to put those steps in place, have the right content, keyword strategy, work on that Google business profile, and then support everything with SEO. And you guys can absolutely beat all of these guys. So thanks again for giving me a call and giving me this opportunity to share this audit with you. I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll talk to you soon.